I have been waiting for today all week long. It's Battlestar Galactica Day. After last week's episode, it feels like most of the action will now be taking place on the Battlestar Galactica, and I'm really excited about this. All the primary characters are back home, including Gaius Baltar, and that is the only way this episode would disappoint is if it decided to be one of the episodes where Gaius plays the background, because he 100% is the most important thing happening on the Galactica today. How are they going to respond to him being back? First of all, I imagine a lot of them just assumed the man was dead and gone. Yeah, I just think this is going to be riveting. Hopefully, well, I don't know. I was going to say hopefully Colonel Ty doesn't rough him up too bad, but like on the other hand, maybe that's exactly what we want to see happen. I don't know. Gaius is just so selfish and somewhat despicable, but like, he's so entertaining to watch. The same could honestly be said about Colonel Ty half the time as well. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But I know that I want to see it, and I want to see it right now.
You're doing the right thing, Gaius.
What's he doing?
Wake up!
He's not allowed to sleep? Is this gonna be an episode about sleep? Because it seems like nobody's sleeping. Gaeta, because he's thinking about Gaius. He was his number 2 after all. I'm sure he has lots of feelings. Is he planning on... It'll find out if he's a Cylon or not, right?
I need some time to think this through.
Well, I guess he wouldn't find out anything if he's not a Cylon, would he? Don't do it.
It's time to learn the truth.
I don't know how that works. She's not corporeal.
I already have authorization. I need to speak to the prisoner.
I don't think you do.
Sir.
Deep breaths.
He can't take a deep breath. He's just imagining it. Probably. What? Real or not real? It could just be a dream and a giant fake out. I want to think it's real.
No one was betrayed. I was never one of them.
He just wants to appease his conscience. Oh, yeah. See? Oh, man, when your dream turns into a nightmare.
You're dead!
What a transition.
I'll get Connell.
Wow. That was fun. That was really fun. More fake outs, please. I've stayed fairly convinced that Gaius is not a Cylon. I just don't think it would really make sense. But I'm open to the idea. I'm open to exploring the idea. So there's lots of relationships in the background this week so far.
Did Kelly have a fight?
You didn't hear us? Figured we could have sold tickets. It's a marriage. Why we build bars?
Wants to die that bad, I say let him.
Bottom line, we need Baltar to talk. What exactly were you doing going to see Dr. Baltar in the middle of the night?
Right. I would like to know.
I couldn't sleep, and I guess I thought he might be willing to talk to me.
I feel like there's a chance he would be more likely to talk to Gaeta.
You know, the chief says hi.
He one of your new drinking buddies?
I got a briefing at 0500.
Are we still on for dinner tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just be nice for a husband and wife to occasionally.
He's already out. Jeez.
Forget it.
Even if they're still married, like, they're not. He's not there.
Prior to the attack on the colonies, did you have high-level security clearance?
Yeah, so what?
Did you tell anybody about it? Did you let someone into the defense mainframe? The blonde woman that I saw you with on Caprica just prior to the attack.
Let's get to the meat of his crimes, shall we? Finally.
I did not collude in the genocide of my own people.
Intentionally. Yet, you did. You are responsible.
This is a family of 4 that was gunned down in their own home on suspicion of harboring
I am not
insurgents.
responsible.
Just wondered if you recognize...
I love Ty just lurking back there. It's so scary.
Colonel Ty, get in here! Get this man out
This
of
is
here.
not about
He's
uncovering
not
any
gonna talk. I want you to
legitimate
take him.
threat.
I want you to toss him out
This
the
is about
nearest
exactly
airlock.
That's her move.
I demand a fair trial! I am a citizen of the colonies!
A citizen of the colonies who Loki hopes he's a Cylon.
His name was Adrian Mars, my lab assistant for 3 years on Cameron. I am godfather to their first child. I wouldn't do anything to harm this man or his family. I am innocent. Why won't you believe me?
Wow, this is crazy. This is the craziest scene. Yeah, I need a break. Like, I wish I actually had a commercial break for like the first time of the show because wow, I need to breathe and process everything that just woof, woof. That was unhinged.
Still wouldn't talk.
Oh my gosh. It's because he truly believes he's fully innocent in all things.
Military once ran an experimental interrogation program involving drugs, hallucinogens, dangerous, especially for someone in Baltar's condition.
I don't like it. I want to see it, I just don't like it. Ah, let's check in on the other strained couple, shall we?
You're being awfully accommodating. Your strange two-timing bitchful wife calls you up for a quickie and you hop on the first shuttle.
Why did I survive all those months on Caprica waiting for you to return? If I was just gonna walk out on you. Do you love him?
Anders is so good.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's probably a very truthful answer.
Then you gotta go to him.
I have no doubt that Anders does love Kara.
If you're gonna see Kara, just admit it.
This is just your own fracking insecurities talking. Same
Oh.
as always.
It is absolutely not.
I did see this coming. And I was naive enough to marry you anyway. Because I loved you.
Yep.
I loved you so fracking much. I thought I was lucky that I could have you for just as long as you or Kara would let me. It's not a marriage, Lee. This is a lie.
She's not wrong.
You want to be with Kara?
Interesting that both Anders and Dee are kind of the ones pushing them out the door.
I won't stand in your way. It's over.
Sam.
He came for a quickie and a goodbye.
I know just admit you're doing this for your own satisfaction. I don't know why you're not putting the needle in yourself.
No! No! Oh, God!
Ooh, I'm very curious to see how this affects this man. Well, I say he's mentally unstable half the time anyway. Maybe he's not. I mean, obviously, Head 6 is a messenger of God, all that stuff. So I don't know. Whatever. I love the tear. Oh, man. Isn't it like a sensory deprivation thing? It's somewhat fitting that this man who I thought last week looked a lot like Jesus is in the cross position.
If I leave Sam, will you still leave Dee?
You know, how do I know that tomorrow you're not gonna pull another 180? I mean, these are our
don't.
fracking marriages we're talking about. It's not some stupid dogfight we can just drink our way out of.
Think about it, Lee. It's what you're best at.
God, where am I?
Just to point out, he said God, not gods. This could be in his head as well.
Can you tell us where you are?
Oh. I wonder what he's gonna reveal.
She saved my life. She shielded me from the explosion.
Do they know what that means?
Did you conspire with her to subvert our defense system?
No.
Conspiracy requires intent.
Correct.
I never intended.
I am not responsible!
You are responsible, even without intent. That, I think, lessens the severity. It doesn't absolve you. Ooh, nice transition.
She chose me. Chose me over all men.
His ego. I mean, he's not wrong, I guess. I want to reveal that you see her all the time.
Is she my own voice or the voice
of God?
Give us details about the silence, or we'll let you drown in the dark.
Ooh. Man, this is like sizzling.
Do you ever think about Sharon?
No.
You never wonder, what if?
Not the same situation, bro.
No.
I mean, if you had found out a year and a half, 2 years ago that Kara was a Cylon, would you still be thinking about her and hung up on her? I don't know. Different situation.
What were you looking for, Doctor?
Tell them.
What were you looking for?
Tell them.
5 and 5.
Silence.
I thought I might be one of them.
Oh, coming clean. interesting.
I told them I wanted to be one of them.
Why?
To alleviate the guilt.
Are you a Cylon, Dr. Baltar?
No. We all knew it. Yikes. Dude's falling apart. Pick up the ring. Man, dude is plastered.
The 5 priests devoted to the one whose name cannot be spoken. We tried the stick. It's time to try the carrot. The thing he's most deeply afraid of is even if he talks, we'll kill him.
Smart man.
Yeah.
We have to find someone he trusts.
Gata! I know Gata was gonna play a role.
I may actually owe these people a debt of gratitude.
So odd episode, but I really like it. I mean, these stories are just so not related, but they keep intercutting them.
I asked you to marry me because I was in love with you, just like I'm in love with you now. I loved Kara, but I married you. And you know, when I look back at our marriage, at the time that we have spent together, you are good for me, Dee. And I don't think I ever really realized that till I knew that I was losing you. But please, just give me another chance. That's all I'm asking. Just give me a chance.
I don't know what she's gonna do.
These charts that I've been using to plot our course to Earth.
That's what he needs. A job.
We can offer them this kind of help. I'm certain at the very least they'll spare your life.
Where is it?
Yeah, he knows.
So much for that little stratagem.
You know, the ironic thing is here, if you didn't try strategy and you just went in with authenticity, he would have probably given you everything you want. Make it clear that it will actually preserve his life. He'll give you whatever you need.
You could feed information to the Resistance. Who do you think allowed you to do that? You see, I literally had a gun pointed to my head. But nobody forced you to play both sides. Who is the real traitor in this room?
To the First Amendment.
Stop looking at each other. You're gonna stay with your partners, stay with your partners.
We gotta get in there.
Yeah! Oh no, no way, no way!
Lieutenant Gata, step away from the prisoner, now!
I didn't see that coming.
I can't let him live, not after what he's done.
The other night you didn't come here to interrogate Dr. Baltar, you came here to kill him, didn't you? I understand that, I do. What's his condition?
He missed the artery. He'll live it.
Oh, okay. That was crazy stuff, man.
All things considered, guys. Could have been worse.
Well, I am the chosen one.
You didn't go tell them that, did you? No. Truth is, I was willing to see him endure a great deal of suffering in order to get what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted a genuine admission of guilt.
That's something that you're not gonna get from someone like Baltar. His eyes.
Right.
He's the victim. It's not too late for him to just disappear.
You can't do that. For all his crimes, he's one of us.
Oh, he was meaning like disappear, like we'll disappear him.
We give him his trial.
Good. Yeah, I didn't catch on right away that Adama was like, we could make him disappear, and Rosin's like, nah. They tend to like keep trying to balance each other out on the scale of morality. Like when Adama's ready to tip into the murky, Rosin's like, no, let's come back. And then when Rosalind's tipping, Adama's like, no, let's come back. And then every now and then it gets murky. Oh man, I love this show. So first of all, I loved this episode just for the fact that it kind of is focusing on like Gaius and his psyche and him coming to terms with the things that he's done, as well as, of course, Rosalind and Adama trying to find out as much information as they can, only to, I don't really know how much they actually found out. I don't know how much more he really could have offered, though. Obviously, he didn't tell them everything, but he did tell them like a good amount, right? Like, Adama's insight into who Gaius is, you know, he doesn't see himself that way. He sees himself as the victim. And yeah, like we've kind of seen that throughout the show, right? Like, he didn't conspire to commit treason to help the Cylons, but yet he did help the Cylons. He is guilty. The same thing could be said when he was on New Caprica. It may not have been his desire to surrender. It may not have been his desire to sign the orders, but he did. He still took those actions. And it's like, intent is not insignificant, but your actions still matter, and you're still responsible for your actions. Even if you feel like you're the victim or you're trapped in a corner, and intent should be taken into consideration. But I'm very curious to see what they end up doing, where they end up going with Gaius's story. I don't want to see him just locked in jail, just locked in prison for too long a time, because Gaius is fun when he's actually doing stuff, right? So I'm sure something will come up. They'll have a need where he'll have to do something at some point. Tyrell was interesting in this episode. Obviously, they talked about him having some kind of fight with Callie. I feel like maybe there was a storyline with Tyrell and Callie that was cut from the episode. That seemed to be the other end of this episode, was just everybody dealing with their relationships. It just was kind of weird to see Tyrell and Callie having issues, but not seeing the issues. And I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that. So I imagine that's something that was intended to be in the episode, but was cut for time. That seems to be a thing that happens a lot with these episodes. And honestly, I wonder sometimes if every episode could be slightly extended. Come on, give me more. It's okay. It was really, really interesting watching the drama, for lack of a better word, the drama between Starbuck and Anders and Lee and Duvala. And I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the past couple episodes watching their story unfold. Now, I want to go back in time a little bit to the episode where that storyline was kind of injected into the season, because I did not like that. And I've thought a lot about it. I don't think I've talked about it in a video since it aired. And so I want to talk about why I didn't like it, because I've thought a lot about it. And I did not like the way that storyline was injected, because it was I think it was episode 9. We found out about their respective marriages, I want to say, in the season 2 finale. And so we're half a season later, and it's oh, by the way, here's part of the story that we didn't tell you about before. And so, maybe I was naive to make assumptions that their marriages were fine and happy and whatnot. So admittedly, that could be on me to some extent, but I don't and this show does this more than I prefer, where it's oh, by the way, here's something from the past that you didn't know about that actually changes how you see different people and different things. And I felt slightly manipulated by Unfinished Business and how they injected that drama into the season. That being said, I have enjoyed their storyline more or less since, and it's just interesting. I honestly thought the episode was going to end with their marriages dissolving and then them kind of choosing to try to move forward together. But would they even be able to actually move forward together at this point with all of this baggage, all of this history? And it's interesting that while Anders and Duvala were kind of pushing them away, they both kind of came to a place where they decided to stay. And I like that Lee was, the things that he said to Duvala, just kind of recognizing, hey, listen, I chose you. Although, listen, the day he chose to propose to her, honestly, I'm not sure he chose to propose because he loved her. He absolutely did it as a reaction to Kara getting married. 100%, okay? I'm not saying he doesn't love her. I'm saying that that's not strictly speaking true. He was also gaslighting her earlier to kind of make her feel like she was crazy to even be suspicious of all of those things. So I'm not absolving him of those things, but I liked his speech when he kind of told her that, that you've, what they've been through, and they've had a lot of good, and that felt right. It felt true to me. So I think I'm glad that they're staying together. As far as Starbuck, she's just kind of toxic. If Anders is willing to love her and be with her, good for him. He's not naive. he's not being taken advantage of. He knows exactly what he's doing and what he's getting into. And if Lee is actually willing to leave Kara behind and just love Duala and be with Duala, then good for him and good for Duala. I felt like the tone of those scenes at the end that maybe I was supposed to be feeling like, oh, poor Lee and Starbuck, they just can't work it out. I don't know if I was just like reading into the tone or not, but I'm personally pretty content with how things ended up on that regard. So let me know what you thought of this episode, of their relationships, of all of the incredible scenes. And I didn't talk about it too much, but with Gaius and all of that stuff. I loved the fake out of him waking up, killing himself, waking up and and being a Cylon and then not being a Cylon. I feel like this kind of resolved that to some extent. Like, I do not think he's a Cylon, and we may never find out who the final 5 are. My guess is it'll be closer to the end of the series. And I kind of suspect it'll be all at once rather than we've had up till now, like Cylons being revealed one at a time. I think the final 5, they've been built up together. So I feel like it'll be like one giant big magic trick where we reveal the final 5. And I'm looking forward to that whenever it may come. In the meantime, I'm very excited to see where the rest of this season goes. I don't know where we go from here in this season. And we're still moving towards Earth. I mean, I kind of thought Earth might be something we arrive at the end of the whole series. Now I'm wondering if maybe it's a season 3 storyline, and then I don't know, stuff happens after that. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just loving the show. I'm loving this journey. And if you're enjoying this journey, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more reactions just like this. The next 5 are available right now to YouTube Early Access members as well as patrons. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.